Welcome back, everyone. Last class we were discussing about some of the types of securities that might be used by the companies so as to raise capital and to meet some other purposes. So let us discuss some of the other plans or schemes with regard to issue of shares, different types of shares or different types of securities so as to raise capital and to meet some other purposes. Next one, employee stock option plan, or otherwise known as employee stock option scheme, and its abbreviation is ESOP or ESOS, ESOP or ESOS. It's another type of a security or a scheme that is introduced by the company so as to raise capital, but there is some other purpose with regard to issue of the securities rather than raising capital. So let us go further into that. Employee stock option means the option or a right. Option is the term used as a concept of right given to directors, officers or employees of a company, the benefit or right to purchase or to subscribe for the shares of the company at a future date at a predetermined lower price. So it is almost similar to sweat equity shares. In this scheme, here the employees of the concern, it may be a director or it may be an officer or employees of the company, who will be given a right to purchase the shares of the company on a future date at a predetermined discount price. So that is known as ESOP. So you may think that in the last session we have learned about sweat equity shares, and in this case employee stock option plan, even though these two terms find it different, the concept remains the same. You may think like that, but if you go deeply into the concept, you can find the difference. In the sweet equity or sweat equity shares, in that case, equity shares are issued to the employees in return for their services. The employees may be having a special knowledge with regard to using any technology, latest technology, or he has some qualities or abilities which make him differ from other employees of the company. So in order to boost his morale, sweet equity or sweat equity shares are issued. But in case of employee stock option plan, it is actually offering the shares of the company at a discount price on a predetermined date. And here the purpose of issuing a employee stock option plan is to retain good and high caliber employees, or to give them a sense of oneness. The company may offer equity shares at a price much lower than their market price. So see the difference. Sweat equity shares are offered for their special services, but employee stock option plan is issued for retaining the good and high caliber employees. The thing is that the main issue with the good and high caliber employees is that whenever they get a good or better opportunities in other companies, they will easily leave the job in the present company. So as far as the present company is concerned, it is their obligation to maintain or retain such employees, because losing such high caliber or good employees is a great loss for the company. So in order to make them retain in the business, so in order to make them happy in the business, the company offers their equity shares at a discount rate on a future date. So in order to make them feel more close to the company, giving them the impression that they are something special for the company likewise. So that for maintaining or creating that such a situation in their mindset, employee stock option plan or scheme was introduced. Actually, the concept of employee stock option plan was introduced in India on 1985, and it was usually first of all implemented in the field of software companies. Why it is implemented in software companies means in order to get more participation and involvement from employees in the affairs of the company. So in order to make the employees more interested in the affairs and to make them the shareholders of the company thought of issuing equity shares at a concessional rate. That scheme is known as employees stock option plan. And nowadays this employee stock option plan can be seen in almost all the companies in our global market. Companies such as Infosys, Wipro, HCL, Intel, Google, Windows, these companies are following this employee stock option plan in order to make their high caliber and good employees happy. So the main aim of the scheme is to retain good employees in the organization and make them involved in the affairs of the company. So we have mentioned that the employees of the company is offered equity shares at a discount rate. So the employee gain is the difference between market price and exercise price of the shares offered. So market price and exercise price means the price of that equity shares that were offered to the public. For example, it may be offered in the public for 100 rupees, but the company thought of issuing some of the equity shares in the form of employee stock option plan to its employees at a concessional rate. Concessional rate means the face value of the share was 100, it may be offered to the employees for 70 rupees. So here the employee gain is the difference between market price means 100, and exercise price means the price and in which the employees buy those shares. What was the exercise price or discount price? It was 70. So what is the gain obtained by the employee? 30 rupees, and that is on one share. It may be 1000 shares or 10,000 shares, like that. For the time being, I am just exaggerating the value. So think like that. So whenever there is a difference on that one single unit of shares, see how it will have an impact on employees, providing them 1000 shares or 10,000 shares with a margin of rupees 30 on single unit of a share. So that's what prompt the employees or the directors or the whoever working in that organization to stay in that business and work for the company. So in order to generate such a mindset in the employee's mind, the company issues employee stock option plan. So the employee stock option plan actually is a thing that is always benefited for the employees. So the benefit the employee obtain is identified by the equation employees gain. Employee gain means value of the option equal to, because of that employees gain only employees are satisfied. And how the employees are retained in the business? Because of that satisfaction obtained from the purchase of employee stock option plan. So what is the employees gain? That is value of options is market price minus exercise price. Exercise price means amount payable by the employee, that is known as exercise price. So employee gain is a loss for the concern. Loss for the concern means in financial terms it is a loss for the business, but if you think in the long run, think like this: if we are able to, if I own a company and I have many high caliber and very good employees, and by issuing these shares, these employees are retaining in my business for a long period of time, even though by financial terms I suffer loss by issuing this stock or plan, but in the long run when from the long period of a long point of view, it is actually a gain, because getting the services and the efforts and the potential and output of those high quality and high calibered employees is of great importance from the organization point of view. So employees gain is a loss for the concern for the time being, so it is treated as ESO expenses. ESO expenses means employee stock option expenses. but in the long run it is actually a gain for the business, because those employees are retained in the business. Whenever there is a employee retaining ratio is very high, the performance of the organization will be also very high, because frequent change in employees or frequent turnover in employees is not a good sign for the business. So as far as a company or an organization is concerned, they should take drastic steps to retain their employees in the business. For that, suffering this type of loss is not a big deal from the company's point of view. So with regard to employee stock option plan, SEBI has issued some guidelines. Last class I have mentioned that SEBI is a Stock Exchange Board of India. It is a watchdog and a control person who controls and watches all the activities with regard to shares, investment, trading market, stock exchanges. It will have eye on everything. Their ultimate objective is to protect the rights of the investors. So SEBI keeps on checking the activities of the entire operations running in our country, and with regard to employee stock option plan, SEBI has issued some guidelines so that the company must follow those guidelines before issuing employee stock option plan. So let us go through the guidelines. First one, permanent employee of the company. The employee stock option plan cannot be offered to any employee of the company. It should be provided to those permanent employees of the company. If the company is working abroad, that is, if it is a multinational company, the employees will be in the foreign countries also. Even though whether it is overseas or in our country, whatever it is, if the employee is permanent, then the company can issue. Otherwise, they can't issue ESOP. The employee to whom the company plans to give their ESOP should be the director of the company. Employee of a subsidiary or a holding company of the company. So with regard to holding and subsidiary company, I hope you have heard the term for the first time in your life. So holding and subsidiary company, actually it is a wide area. If you are going to discuss that area, we need a whole semester. So anyway, for a quick understanding, I'll just give a brief details regarding what is meant by holding, what is meant by subsidiary. You might have heard the story about the Tata company taken over Jaguar, Land Rover, some of the well-known British automobile companies. So that is actually, in accounting terms, is known as holding and subsidiary activities. So we heard that Tata, a strong Indian company, has taken over two of the world leading UK based automobile companies, that is Jaguar and Land Rover. So what was actually happened in that business? A strong and financially built company, that is a Tata, has bought some other companies. Why the strong company bought other companies? Because the Land Rover or whatever the automobile that the Tata has taken was suffering some financial loss. So in order to overcome the financial loss, it was an agreement between these two companies, that is the Tata company and the other companies that were planning to take over, that Tata can take over the financial weekly company and become the owner of the all companies. So here the stronger company is known as holding company, because he is going to hold all the weaker companies that agreed to join the main company, that is the Tata company. And subsidiary company means all the other other companies that were intended or agreed to become or work under the strong financially supported company, that is Tata company. So Tata company is the holding company that is going to take over small or financially weak companies, and the financially weak companies such as Land Rover or Jaguar are the subsidiary company. So taking over, this is known as, you had that, might have heard the term merger acquisition, like that. We will learn about the concept of merger acquisition, holding company, subsidiary company in your higher classes, but right now just understand that holding and subsidiary means, the concept is this: holding company is a stronger company, subsidiary company is financially weak or a sick company. So holding company taken over weak or sick company, that becomes a single unit. So whoever take over the company is known as holding company, whoever the weaker company is known as subsidiary company. So why we are discussing here is, if the holding company was issuing employee stock option plan, it is offered to the employees. So if it was a holding company offering the employee stock option plan, there, if there is holding, there will be subsidiary. Can the employees of a subsidiary can acquire the employee stock option plan? Yes, they can, because SEBI has issued guidelines that employees of a subsidiary or a holding company of the company can acquire employee stock option plan. So in order to discuss that theoretical aspect, we were discussing all these aspects which were not under our syllabus. So I hope you understand the concept of holding company and subsidiary company. Apart from that, the points which we are going to discuss from here on are some of the important points that are relevant in this scheme. First one, right to exercise the scheme within the vested period. That is, it gives the right to exercise the option means employee stock option plan, of purchase of shares within the vested period or time period during which the scheme remains in operation. It will not be offered throughout the year, there it will be offered for a certain point of time. So within that, whoever wishes to acquire this scheme should make their option of purchase. Lock-in period for a minimum 1 year. We have discussed about the concept of lock-in period previously. So those employees who belongs to promoters group or directors should follow a concept of lock-in period for a minimum of 1 year. From the date of allotment. I hope you know what is meant by lock-in period. Lock-in period is the time period during which the shares obtained cannot be traded in the open market. We have discussed about the concept of lock-in period while discussing sweat equity shares. And remember, it may be noted that lock-in period is not applicable in case of employees who are allotted shares as per the public issue. The concept is lock-in period is applicable in case of sweat equity shares and employee stock option plan. Remember, if the employees of the company has purchased the equity shares through public issue, these rules will not affect, because these rules are specifically pointed out in case of employee stock option plan and sweat equity shares. So if the employees can purchase the equity shares by any means, it can buy through employee stock option plan, or it can buy through sweat equity shares, or it can buy through public issue. The employees can directly purchase the shares of the company from the public. Public means from the market. That is the concept of public issue. So if the employee is purchasing the shares of the company just like the general public from the market, these rules will not affect them. It is applicable only in case of employee stock option plan and sweat equity shares. Next one who holds more than 10% of the outstanding. That means whoever holding more than 10% of the outstanding equity shares of the company cannot be given employee stock option plan. That is, if they are given employee stock option plan, automatically they will be disqualified from getting the benefits of this plan. So these are the points that has to be kept in mind with regard to the employee stock option plan that was stated by SEBI guidelines. So as far as a company's point of view, even though it is a financial loss, should a company issue employee stock option plan? In the short run means from a short point of view, if you are considering the financial loss, it is better not to issue. But as far as a company, we know that all companies working for an indefinite period of time. So from a long period of view, it is better to issue employee stock option plan. So let us discuss some of the importance or merits of employee stock option plan. Motivate employees. In the beginning of the session, I have mentioned that one of the main objective or purpose of issuing employee stock option plan or employee stock option scheme was to motivate employees. The employee stock option plan acts as a motivator to make employees highly involved in their jobs. To retain quality employees. We mentioned about that concept. The employee stock option plan is a vital tool to attract and retain quality employees or high caliber employees and to create a long-term positive attitude among them, because we need their efforts, we need their services. That adds to the efficiency and effectiveness of the performance of the organization. To reward quality employees. ESOP acts as a compensation tool which offers rewards that can exceed the expectations of employees. Because whenever the employees are rewarded adequately for their services or because of their high caliber or because of their quality, they will be motivated. Whenever they are motivated, their morale will increase. Whenever their morale increases, their efficiency will increases. That adds to increase in the performance of the organization as a whole. When one employee is changed like that, why can't an organization do this on 1,000 employees? See, the results will be very drastic. So that is the final or annual purpose of the employee stock option plan. Grant retirement benefits. In the global business world, many companies in abroad countries or foreign countries, the employee stock option plans are used for granting retirement benefits to employees and as a succession plan for owners. Actually, it is given a monetary benefit as far as an employee's point of view. So some companies in foreign countries consider this offering ESOP as a retirement plan, because at the time of retirement the employee has to be given a huge amount as a gratuity or as a pension retirement scheme like that. So instead of that, why can't the company offer ESOP? Because by issuing ESOP, the employee will gain huge profits. So some companies consider ESOP as a retirement benefit plan. And finally, to improve corporate performance, because a motivated employee will always maintain their quality to provide their full potential towards the operations of the organization. So from an overall point of view, it will add or it will increase the overall performance of the organization. Thus we can say that employee stock option plan helps to improve the performance of the companies. So with regard to all these beneficial aspects surrounding ESOP, it is better from the point of view of the company to issue ESOP even though if they are facing any financial loss with the issue of ESOP. So it is better to issue ESOP if the company is running for an indefinite period of time. So this is the aspects and concept with regard to ESOP. So these are the aspects with regard to ESOP. Go through it and try to use other sources to identify some of the latest securities like ESOP or sweat equity shares that are offered by the government to raise the morale of the employees. Try to identify some of the other techniques used by the concern. So let us go to the next one. Private placement. As per the section 42 of the Companies Act of 2013, specify the concept of private placement done by a company. So let us discuss what is meant by private placement. Any offer of securities or invitation by a company to subscribe securities to a selected group of persons through issue of private placement offer letter, that is known as private placement. So let us discuss further with that. It is the fastest way of raising capital with only fewer legal formalities by which the shares issued by a company to a selected group of investors instead of inviting public at large to subscribe its shares. So that is the concept of private placement. As the name suggests, it is a private placement, means it is something that is done in private, or it is not a public knowing activity. And the concept is, the company who wants to raise capital will issue their shares not to a single person, it will issue shares to a group of persons privately. So what is the concept of privately? A company can raise capital by issue of shares. So before the issue of shares, the company has to issue prospectus, their declaration regarding the company is going to issue such and such shares of the certain value, like that, in the general market or public. We used to say public. In local man's term, we can say market. So before issuing the shares in the market or public, the company issues prospectus. So in order to make it a public activity, a public knowing activity. So by issuing it in the market means anyone can buy the shares of the company. So company has to wait and look for the shareholders who are coming to subscribe their shares. But apart from that, in private placement, the activity is going like that. The company who intended to raise the capital of the company will issue their shares to a certain specific group. It will be a group of security investor, or it will be a group of promoters or investors, like that. So they will be issued to the specific group in private rather than issuing as a public offer. So thereby the company raises capital. Why it is followed in a company means, whoever the company wants to raise a certain amount of capital quickly or fastly, the companies can follow private placement. And thing is that in the public, the company raises capital by issue of prospectus, but in this case the company has to issue an offer letter to the certain group of investors, even though it is a private activity. So that is known as private placement. As per the Companies Act 2013, private placement by private limited companies also required to issue of offer letter. I have mentioned that private placement offer letter. The private companies and public companies, both the companies can issue private placement. But the thing is, either it is a private company or a public company, they must issue a private placement offer letter. So the procedure required in a public companies to issue shares through private placement is also applicable for private companies also. So in case of public companies and private companies, they can issue private placement. The procedure is almost same. The private companies wholly means fully issue shares through private placement, whereas a public company can partially issue their securities through private placement. So whether a company it is a private or public, they can make private placement, but the thing is, they must issue the private placement offer letter, otherwise known as PPOL. So with regard to private placement, there are certain steps that has to be followed by the company before issuing a private placement, in order to avoid issues from the SEBI. So let us discuss about the procedure for issuing of private placement of shares. So before that, just go through all these theoretical aspects which we have discussed, understand everything, familiarize each concept. We will discuss about the concept of procedure for private placement of shares in the coming sessions. Until then, go through all these aspects, and if you have any queries, please let me know. We will continue from the next session.